Nobody waiting on me. Sorry I'm late. Uh, yep, things happen. Things happen. And I look a little sleepy. I was asleep. Watching red cactus. Turned over and boom, I was out like a light. Yep. But it's Friday. TGIF, it's Friday. Glad to have everybody with me. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Let's have a fun day today. Let's have a fun day. Hi, IP. How you doing today? Glad to have you with me. I've been lurking where you've been. I've been lurking, haven't talked, but checking it out. Checking it out. And you're doing great, girl. You're doing great. Yep. So, I'm trying to clear my head here, wake up a little bit. Like I said, I was watching Ruben. I turned over and she signed off, and boom, went to sleep. Went to sleep. Wait a minute, my hat's not right. I can't. The camera's backwards. Go figure. Go figure. Because this two is over here for me. Yeah, yeah, very good. Okay. Hi, hot damn. Hi, Facebook user. Boy, I tell you, they are trying to get us one way or another. They're trying to come get us. They're trying to silence us. Everything. And we want freedom for everybody. Everybody. Don't they understand that? We're working for them too. They want to rule the world. They want to rule the world. Yeah. Yeah. No, not Aruba. I was talking about red cactus. I watched the boat this morning and had a good time. Who else we have here? Italian Princess. Hot damn. That's all I see so far. Come on in the chat. Let's chat it up. Waiting for a few others. I wanted to apologize if I went overboard with our person of interest Wednesday. I'm not going to call him a troll because he was me 25 years ago, questioning, questioning, and I don't think it was meant as a troll, but he was trying to get his point across. And you can't win, as I found out. When it comes to things like that, God helps us all. God helps us all. Hey, Red, how you doing? Every morning, laughing our butts off. That's for doggone sure. I laughed so hard I turned up. I laid down on the bed when you finished up, and boy, I was out like a light. Okay, Carol might not come in. Yeah, it kind of makes people sick, but I have this idea that anybody comes in this chat, they're welcome to say, I don't care, whatever they want to say. And I'll rebut it or dispute it or discuss it or agree. It's a free country. It's a free country. And I know how to shut it down when it's time to shut it down. I've been around a few years. I've seen it all. I've seen it all. I hear all about all the doxing and everything. And I think, what can they dox me for? They can put my information out there. I don't care. I don't have nothing to hide. Nothing at all to hide. It's just plain and simple. Plain and simple. Oh, I don't have my invite up. Don't have my invite at all. I can't stop that now. Paste it up here. You watched that night or that afternoon? What did I do here? Oh, okay. Get it up there. Come on. Come on, computer. Now I have to go to my page, paste it up in the top. I wish you could do this beforehand because it's so bad you have to paste it afterwards. And you have to bring it up. Of course, I'll have my sound on. There it is. Sorry about this. Message pinned. All right. It's up there. If you want to come in and join me, come on in. I can't see who all's here. What's going on here? Let me like this joker on my phone. Okay. I'm at 286 subs and I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I don't get the thing down right. Oh, I see. Okay. I know I can't see it. I miss Bengay. Well, we're not going to talk about people on this channel. Everybody's welcome on this channel, no matter what your opinion. Everybody like uh, has opinions of everything, and that's the purity of it all. We have the freedom to do and say what we like. That's what I'm fighting for. Freedom for all, not just some, and treat other people like they're nobodies. No, we're not going to have that here. No, no, it's not what I'm about. I'm for God, government, and people. God, government, and people. Hi, Chaplain. How you doing? Good to see you. People hear a lot of crap out there. Let me tell you, I go everywhere. I see a lot. I can't say I see everything, but I go a lot of different places, and I lurk. I'm there. I'm there. If you're around this crowd, this group, I'm probably there somewhere, sometime, somehow. So everybody keep it cool. Everybody put on a smiley face. Everybody talk civil to each other and have a good time. Have a good time. That's what we're all about. Life and the pursuit of happiness. So are you happy talking the way you are? Think about it. Are you happy talking the way you're talking to each other? A lot of a lot of things that are taken and twisted and pulled and pushed and oh my goodness, people, get over it. Come on. Let's get together. We're not supposed to be pulling apart. We're supposed to be getting together as a family, loving one another, supporting one another. That's what freedom's all about. That's what freedom is about. They tried it in the 60s and 70s, but it was kind of flaky too. The flower power and we are the world, and you know, but people don't believe it. The guy died yesterday, you know. The guy that started this crap died yesterday. Let's let it go with him. God rest his soul. Do you hear me? Jerry Springer died yesterday. We don't need to continue the tradition on. We need to stop it right now when he's gone. There's good comedy at the time. Good comedy. Good comedy. There you go. Thank you, Red. Hi, Hector. How you doing? We got a panel here if you want it. Come on, tell us what you think. That's what I want this for, is to talk about it. Come together. Come together right now with me. And I can't sing either, so not with nasally. I tell you what, I love each and every one of you guys, and I've met a few, and I've seen a lot of you online practically every day. So I pretty much know everybody. Pretty much know. Hi, Lee Bart. How you doing? How you doing? Good to see everybody here. Let's chat. Let's sing. Let's talk. Let's talk about it. I mean, my goodness, this fighting has got to stop. It, it's so sickening. It's so sickening to see it everywhere. Everywhere. This person doesn't say this right, or that person didn't say this right. No, 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 no. That's not the way we do it. It's not the way we do it. Hi, Andy. Good to see you here. Good to have you. And my your little gnome, I used to collect gnomes until they all got trashed here recently when I got kicked out of my place. Yeah, I lost everything. So that's why I don't care about the doxing. They don't got nothing to take. They don't have nothing to, yeah. They have all the information they want. Just leave me alone. I'll leave them alone. I might stand across the street. I might drive by. But I'm protecting everybody, even them. And that's a big statement because they have the right to do what they're doing as long as they don't hurt nobody, as long as they don't burn no buildings or kill anybody, they can do their thing because they still are a minority. They still are a minority. But we have the right to be across the street or wherever on any sidewalk if we're brave enough and stand up and proclaim our freedom. Pure and simple. That's what it's all about. And there's going to be a good amount of people. They say up to 30% will say white's black and black is white. Or it's night, not day. They're going to be out there. They're going to say it. We have to be prepared. We have to stand strong. We have to stick to our principles. We all have principles. And it's so sad to see like-minded people fighting with each other, bickering each other, because somebody does something to blame everybody. That's not right. It's not right. Not even right. Yep, I am. I'm stuck there. I'm stuck there, Casey. Thank you, Casey. How you doing? I see everybody passing me by, and I think, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Or maybe I'm doing it right, and people don't want to hear it. I don't know. Keep on getting on. Keep on getting on. Fine. Oh, you're doing fine. Okay. Great. Great. Well, it's kind of cloudy, gloomy here. Not good for a Friday. Not good for a Friday at all. Hey, Mags, how you doing? Good to see you. I'm just telling everybody here, I hope you've heard, we need to quit this infighting. We need to get along, come together. Everybody's out for freedom. They want their freedom, but they don't want freedom for everybody. But this freedom's for everybody as long as they continue a legal path and don't try to push the stuff on our children and try to make me to bend their ways and seek ill to the way they want us to live. That's what I'm for. Pure and simple. Get back to where we love the red, white, and blue. Salute the red, white, and blue. Say the Lord's Prayer in school. Get back to where we once were. I started to sing it, but I didn't. Thank goodness. That's right. That's what most people want. Freedom for some, but not freedom for all. It's not freedom. You're right. Exactly right. Not freedom at all. That's like playing a game and wanting to win everything. That's not what we're about. We're about God, country, and the people. Pure and simple. Everybody hit that like button and share, and subscribe. There's a rumor going around. There's a rumor. I'm not saying it's true. But you know how they come. But beware. They may be watching us in the chats, checking our links, blocking us there. I heard that once before about YouTube, but I'm not YouTube, Facebook, but they never did it. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. So I'm kind of leery of saying it. But we have to stand up for our rights. If we don't stand up, nobody will. Nobody else will do it for us. Pure and simple. Nobody will stand if we don't stand up first. So let's stand up. I feel like I'm preaching to the choir because I know everybody here does their part. We preach to the choir, we preach to everybody else. And let everybody else know. And this is in every country. I mean, it's a doggone shame that France and Australia and Canada are fighting more than the US of A. They're protesting more than us. I mean, look at France last week protesting the retirement age. If they told us they were going to raise or lower the retiring age here, we'd just say, oh, well, whatever you want to do, whatever you want. But we've got in the rut. And I guess we like the rut. I don't like the rut. I don't like when my grandkids come and ask me what they think they should be, what they think their pronoun should be. I tell them their pronoun is be yourself. Be you. And there's male and female. It's science. Science has changed a lot since I grew up and I got old. I mean, where in the world they come up with these 70-odd names and pronouns and definitions? I don't know. Who sat down and thumped these up? Who sat down and thumped these crazy things up? Brainwashed people. Yeah, you're exactly right. Brainwashed people. But it's sad when you have to sit down with your youngins and explain, what they're trying to do and let them know why they're trying to do it. Because it's just like I explained to mine, at 9 to 12, boys hate girls and girls hate boys. So the only friends you're going to have is the same sex. That don't mean you love them, that you want to marry them, or you want to do it. That just means right now you're too young. Your mind and your bodies don't go that far. They haven't come that far to realize that there's an opposite sex out there. Just like when young children from different races get together, they don't know color. They don't know it at all. They just see somebody to play with. And they're friendly and giggle and laugh. It's life. And they're trying to push it on them that if they want to play with Barbie dolls and they're a boy, then they need to be a girl. So sad the way people look at it. And these adults going along with it and saying, yeah, maybe so. There you go, Chaplain, Christ follower. My pronoun is Christ follower, for sure. If you have no foundation, oops, double click. Boy, we don't have any foundation. We can't go anywhere. We have to have a solid foundation. Christ is our solid foundation. He is our solid rock. And on Christ, the solid rock, I stand. If you don't, I pity you, and I welcome you to try it. Because it is good. It is good. It's a song. It is well with my soul. But you had to start. You don't have to. You still have your freedoms too. You still go for your freedoms too. But believe me, it's a lot better. It's a lot better with the help from the Lord. A lot better to get through it. We need to get disgusted, get disappointed, things the way it's going. No, I don't either. I don't like to participate in it at all. They want to preach science to us. The past 3 years has been nothing but science preached to us. But what are they doing? They're tearing down science. They're tearing down history. Just to bend it their way. Bend it their way is what they're doing. We can't have it. We can't do it. We can't survive that way. And Casey, it's all about control. All about control. I'm telling you, they are trying to control us. They're trying to get rich. And just like the old cartoon, like I keep saying, Pinky and the Brain. The brain wants to rule the world, and Pinky, these other people are Pinky. What do you want, Master? What do you want? We'll do it, Master. And they're doing it. They're trying to rule the world. Comical cartoon, but it's not comical in real life. And they tell us what we can watch, what we can't watch. It's just like here recently. I feel like my hair is coming out there. It's just like you get comfortable. Oh, kick my feet up. Everybody kick your feet up. Grab your coffee, grab your soda. grab your popcorn, and get comfortable. Get comfortable. It's just like I was reading this morning. I had a power surge here, I think. Reading this morning. We hear about Fox News. Everybody boycotting Fox News. Guess what, folks? That's what they want. That's why the left did it. They want to control what we watch. It's all about that control. It's not about silencing Fox News. It's about making it to where we will watch their content only. And they're pushing and shoving just like the Bush Light, which thank goodness I don't participate in any of that. So thank goodness. But they're trying to groom our children. They're trying to set up where they can only watch one type thing, drink whatever they want them to drink, do whatever they want to say. They want to do everything. And it's not about us boycotting Fox News or whatever news. They want to bring it to one thing. One mind. Their way. Misinformation Central. Until we speak up. And I guarantee it's going to come that we're going to have some kind of different alternative to get our news. Because we're only going to get the news that they want and feel fit for us to hear. What is going on? My lights are, must be a storm somewhere that I can't hear. My lights keep coming up and going down. Sometimes I wonder if I'm going to get myself kicked off, Annie. I come on here sometimes so boiling mad. My blood pressure's sky high. I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. But as long as I can come up with something to say, I'm all right. Yeah, God put the woman in the world to keep it straight, Chaplain. That's for sure. God made women to keep us guys straight, and vice versa. Vice versa. If you have a group of them, or who knows what they are, we couldn't. Yeah, neither one would have a word edgewise. Oh, if everybody had all those pronouns of one person, would that be a legion? Would that be a demon? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, let us know what's going on. We can talk about it. Don't have to be on the panel. You can put it up there. We can talk about it. I'll see it. Try to discuss it. But it's just like Wednesday. Oh, I come up after that Wednesday. I found the statistics. It was in a congressional hearing, and I was saving it and transferring it. My granddaughter called in, and I answered it, and I lost it. I couldn't find it again. I could not find it again. Disappointed me. But you know, there was one on today. But you know, here's the thing about watching these news, these memes and news and cuts that you see. You don't know how old they are. It might say 1 hour, it might say new, just now, but it could be years old. I've noticed that you have to watch really close in what we're getting on social media because they might have just put it on there, but it might be really old. So, folks, beware when you're watching all these things. Make sure it's not old news. Make sure it's good news. I have an interesting conspiracy theory. It's on my Getter page and on my True Social page about NASA. And they even went to the Broward County board to talk about it. So if you go to the board in the county where NASA is over in Titusville, there must be a little bit there, and with video proof. So go on there. Might interest you. Might interest everybody. It's sure an eye opener. It's sure plausible. And like I say, if you go to the county board with it, got to be something there. It's from a group called We Change Orlando. We Change Orlando. I'll put a plug in for them because they come up with some good stuff every now and then. They're not regular. It just when something comes up, you see things from them. They're on Telegram and Facebook. I'm not too sure about YouTube. I haven't looked on YouTube. Very interesting. Some of the things that you see. And I hear a lot of things I don't talk about here. I can't talk about here. I hear them, take note, listen, observe, and that's the way we all should be. And confirm. Just don't say something out of the blue. Don't talk about it out of the blue. If you're not sure, just say you're not sure that you heard, but don't come and put it out there if it's not true or if you can't verify it. It goes a long way from what we were talking about earlier about us getting along. As we start giving out misinformation ourselves, we're just as bad as the other side. We can't do that. We cannot do that. We have to be true to ourselves and make sure what we say is 100%. Found them on Facebook. They do a lot of good here in Orlando. I've yet to meet up with them, but I would like to. That's right, Megs. Facts first, even if it hurts. You're right. Exactly. Otherwise, we'll have to tear it back down. Or somebody will give us grief about it. Make sure what you're saying is right. If you're not positive, don't put it there. But if you put it out there and say, this is interesting, what do you think? What do you think? Because that's a whole nother ballgame, the WHO. I can't keep up with it. They come out with so much garbage that they want. I cannot personally keep up with it. And it's all bad. It is all bad. I was glad when I get my office set up here. Once I get over being sore from this week, oh boy, I just now where I can get my foot up here and kick back. These were so sore, but I had a good time. I had a fantastic time, and I found out that maybe the drive by is the best way. at least across the street. Stay away from them. Don't confront. That's my that's my suggestion. My suggestion is stay back. Do like Oreo used to do it. Even WYSIWYG. Stand across the street. Stand across the street and don't confront. Carry your signs, your flags, but stay away from them. They're not going to say anything to you. If they do, it's going to be negative. It's not going to be meaningful. It's not going to mean anything. So just let them know you're there. And we're going to have to get numbers. We're going to have to get numbers. It can't be just one or two. Can't be just one or two. It's going to have to be numbers. And I know we're out there. I know we are out there. But people are so afraid. So afraid. And it's scary to me even. I worry about it. Try to make sure. Hey Tommy, glad to have you here. How you doing up there in Canada? Beautiful up there. I see you bike riding and all that. I know you don't come on panels, so I'm not gonna push you. But I'm glad to have you on here. Glad to have you here. I tell you what, we all have to stand together. United States, Canada, everywhere, the whole world. We're fighting for the whole world now. And I just can't say it any stronger. We're fighting for our very existence. And I'm not a good forager, so I don't want to forage for my food. I want my kids to forage for their food or grandkids. If we don't stand up now, that's where we're going to be. That's exactly where we're going to be. We can stock up all we can, but we still won't be able to stock up enough. And I finished watching a program that probably everybody watched where something happened where everybody went after the people on the hilltop that had everything taken care of and took their supplies and come about killing people, you name it, to get the supplies. You can't have enough. Thank you, Tommy. Good to see you too. Glad to have you with me. Come back again. But I tell you, if we don't do something and do it fast, that's where we're going to be. And we can't all be out on the street. We can't all be protesting. We can't be showing our flags everywhere. But you can do something. Do something. Right to the legislators. They're there for us. They've gotten away from it. Little good things looking good recently, but not enough. They're going the wrong direction. Going the wrong direction. There are so many things we could talk about going on, like the transgenders in our government. Too many. Oh, I know what I was going to talk about. These people, this party has put into office as the heads. They go in, they know nothing about what they're doing, Then they get in front of Congress, and they hem and they haw, and they don't know this, they don't know that. Well, we don't put people in there that knows what that particular department's about. I was watching one today. It was the ATF. He didn't know how many people that committed the crimes were on drugs. Didn't know where they got the weapons from. Didn't know anything. Not one question. Why do we have people like that running these departments, especially ATF? He just said, I don't know, instead of I can find out, because they can't find out because they don't study it. Where did they get these weapons from? And on and on and on. You know, it's just pathetic. I don't think I saved it, but if you see it, watch it. Any of these congressional hearings, these people running these departments don't know anything about the department they're running, especially when they're wearing a dress and a man acting like a woman, running our mental health, or they don't know what a woman is. In our Supreme Court, what is wrong with us? Why do we allow it? Why do we allow our representatives to even cast a yay vote for them? We'd be screaming mad. You're right, Tommy. The whole world is crumbling right in front of us, and we're sitting back watching. We need to wake up and tell everybody we see, everything we do at work, at school, whatever. We need it. We need to shout it out. Even tell everybody what in the world is wrong with us, especially here in Canada. We have lost our minds. We've lost our sanity. There is no common sense. No common sense. Oh, you're right, Tommy. We don't know what a woman is anymore. And we have these things that prance around and act like Pee Wee Herman. And they're supposed to be women. If I come across a woman like that, I would run. I wouldn't have nothing to do with that. I wouldn't want any part of that. That's not a woman. Like I heard yesterday, they take a laxative and act like they're having cramps, like they're going through their menstrual. Oh my goodness. Come on, people. That's mental health. That's crazy. And 9 out of 10 of them act crazy. They don't even act sane. They can't even talk normal. They try to sound like a woman. They sound like, fingernails on the chalkboard. Put it plainly. I just don't know what to think. Why do we put up with it? Why do we even let it go on? Because they've got it where we can't say anything. No freedom of speech. They come up with that idea of a hate crime. Oh, it sounds good. Yeah, we shouldn't talk about people that way. We shouldn't talk about races or things like that. That sounds like a good idea. And they put it in there and applies to everything. Everything you say can be construed as a hate crime. We have to watch it. We have to be vigilant. And hopefully we haven't lost. Because it has gone on for so long that we've got used to it. And we go along because part of it's such a good idea. They put the whole kit and caboodle in there. Because they can do it. They could stick it in between bills as pork. And we let them do it. Hey, Random Rick Reviews. Okay, I guess I'll fall for it. Why does Humpty Dumpty love autumn? Hey, Bruce Davis. He always has a great fall. Okay, I like that. I like it. Very good. Very good. Very good. But I tell you what, I can't say it any plainer. I cannot say it any plainer. We have to get busy. We have a ginormous job to do. Ginormous job to do. We've got to get people woke up, all people. That's why I say don't chase people away. Don't put them down. But we're fighting all for the same thing. They may see it a little bit different, but we're all fighting for that piece of freedom. We are all out there, whether they realize it or not. We are all out for that freedom that they're not getting. And it affects every one of us, no matter which side of the aisle you're on, what religion you are, it doesn't matter. It affects each and every one of us. Until we get that through our thick heads, everybody, and get everyone to realize it, that they're coming after all of us, they're using other people to gain what they want. No crisis goes to waste, as they say. And they'll use each and every tidbit, piece, to get their way. And then throw you to the side, throw you to the wolves. I guarantee it would affect each and every one of us everywhere. That's what kills me. You see all this fussing and fighting and bickering among each other and doxing people and putting it out there trying to get people hurt. And that's what it'll do. It'll get people hurt, even killed. Well, their eyes a little bit better. No, we need to be united. Come together. Stand together. We might not agree with what the next person wants, but as long as it's legal and it goes towards their freedom, they are right too. We don't need to be burning down. We don't need to be marching down the streets and say, whatever they chant. We need to get our politicians straight. World back in order. Cut out the fighting. I know we're not going to do it 100%. We're not going to do it 100%. But the way we've been trying to get it is not working. Not working at all. Not working at all. It's so sad to see what we saw last summer. And it was called peaceful by the news. nowhere near the peaceful I know. Peaceful I know would be sitting on the creek with a fishing pole, not burning down a town, not killing people. Where are our brains? There's no common sense anymore. They just don't see it. They're blinded by all the, well, it's a Nazi type way, you know. You get everybody to see one person as a leader, and you get in their mind and make them follow the leader. You don't think about yourself. You follow that leader, whatever they say. And that's what's going on with these groups. They're getting into their heads. They're cheerleading them up, pumping them up, filling them with hate, filling them with bile, so they'll go out and do this stuff. But we need to show the love, the real love, as God commands us. Everything, it goes in love. And we got into that the other day, that there's a lot of things where there's a lot of bad things going on through history in the name of God, but they're not by God. They're by men that pump people up to think that God's behind it, which he wasn't. The holy wars, all the wars, it's not God, that's man. Because the whole Bible talks about love. So why would God change his mind and tell them to do otherwise? It's man and the devil. Thank you, Bruce. We don't all agree. None of us will agree 100% with the next person. It's just not the way we're made. But we had to come to a simple understanding that we need to stand and not put other people down, push other people away. Pushing people away is just as bad as not fighting for it. We can't push people away. We just cannot do it and accomplish anything. I mean, what's the point? You're being just as bad as the next person. We're not equal. We never will be equal. I've said this 100 times. We never will be equal. Everybody's different. There's always somebody better. Always somebody can do it better. There'll be somebody step up to get the job done better. We cannot be equal. There is no such thing. Equals a measurement. Tick for tat. And we'll never be that way in human life. In our social world. Never, ever. Never, ever. We need to forget about that. And equity, I don't even know what that means. Keep pushing equity. I tell you, they mark up a word and they destroy people with that word. A good word, like MAGA, make America great again, and make it look like it's bad. What can be bad about that? Nothing on its own. Except for the people that think that, it must be crazy. How can you make this America great again? America has always been great. Might not be the best, but you don't have to be the best to be great. Number. You can't do it. Can't do it. And we have the right. We have the left. And one side is just as bad as the other. Believe you me. One side is just as bad as the other. We have to come together and unite. We have to come together and unite and help each other. Again, well, America was a great country. I lived it. It was great. We have our problems. We had our problems. We've had our wars. We've had everything. But we've always been great until here recently, the last 40 years. We have been great. We need to get great again. That's what they mean. That's what they mean. We might not be the greatest, but I think we were all the time. You think about it. Where does everybody in the world want to come to? Antarctica? We have had to have been, or should be, the greatest. The greatest. Not just great. Come on. That's what I think about it. And we've had some great times to the history of this country. Great moments. Fantastic moments. Maybe not the greatest moments, but great. Where is it on the bar? Where is it? Where are we now? Can we get greater than now? Do you like paying high gas prices? Do you like hunting for food that's off the shelves? Do you like the way things are going now? Are we great now? Heck no. I would say not. So especially now, we need mega. Bring it back to that great point. Even the greatest point. And we can do it, but it's up to us. It's up to you. It's up to me. And if we sit back and do nothing and squabble about words, my goodness. We are great now. Well, tell me how we're great now. We are not, well, we're still the great in the world. Right now, we're still there. But we're losing it. We're losing it big time. We're losing it big time. We won't be. We'll be just like every other country in the world. Is that what we want? Is that what we need? What say you? You want things to keep going the way they are now? Don't do anything. Don't do anything. See, come stop, whatever. If you think that we're the best we can be right now, just do it. But if not, let's unite and make it better. And we cannot practice on one man. That's another thing. Trump's good, but he's one man. And you can go on, I believe it's Facebook's Carrie's Musings, and see what Trump has said about all this. Even he has a backside on it, siding with the WHO. He created the jab. It was the best in the world. He has his faults too. He has his faults too. The only way we're going to straighten this up is not meant to depend on one man. We had to cover our butts. We had to stand up. We need to shout it out, not depend on Donald Trump or Ron DeSantis or anybody that matters one person. Nobody. One man can't do it. It's going to take all of us either behind them or in front of them. One of the two. And I say in front of them. Do it now. We don't wait till 2024. That's too late. How much has happened in the past little bit that this administration has been in? How much has happened? How much harm has been done? Oh, I got to wet my nose. Sorry, folks. Oh, you caught me. You caught me. No, we don't have. Share, you're right. We don't have. We shouldn't even have politicians. We shouldn't even have statesmen. They are representatives. That's what the Constitution says. They're not supposed to be there for themselves. They're there for us, to represent us. And they're not doing it. Because why? Because we've been quiet too doggone long. We've been passive. We've been too passive. Let things go. Don't pay attention to them. We trusted them. And whose fault is that? It's our fault. It's our fault because we trusted them. We should have known better. It's like we lived a fantasy for a long time. We lived a fantasy of a dream, and we let them mold our minds the way they wanted to mold us. And they stuck it in here and there, just like back in the 50s. Are you a communist? Are you a member of the Communist Party? It happened in Hollywood. Well, they didn't keep it up. And guess what Hollywood is now? What is Hollywood now? It's all communist. 90%. That's just a figure I come out with my head, but it's a lot. You know it, I know it. Most of them are social communists. And we can't put up with it anymore. They snuck it into our universities. They groomed our professors, students going into the school leaderships. They groomed them, got them in there little by little to what we have now in our universities and colleges. Socialists, communists, everybody coming out of it. Not all. I'm not saying all of them. But thank goodness we still have free thinking. And people can reject and accept whatever they want. Hi, Kentucky, boom, boom. Yeah, get our parents back on the school boards. Doggone right. The PTA, Parent Teacher Association. Get rid of the NEAA. Get rid of it. For heaven's sakes. I remember my mom, bless her soul, going to every PTA meeting and challenging things that come up like that. Challenging things that come up in the meetings. And other parents there too. But now you'd be lucky if you get a parent to go to a school board meeting. Oh, I don't have time for that. I got to work. I got to do this. I got to do that. I've said that we need to come up with alternative. Harper Valley. The day my mama went to the Harper Valley, I can't even sing it. I got tickled. Ah, yeah. But anyway, for sure, for sure. But if we can't get that accomplished, like I said before, all these churches standing vacant so many days of the week. Some of them use them Sunday and Wednesday. Some of them use them Sunday and Thursday. Get with these churches if they're God-fearing churches and start your own community schools where you don't have to pay money, a lot of money. Everybody can pitch in a little bit, but not like it costs to go to private schools. And these private schools and church schools, church run, are probably just as bad or worse than our public schools. So we need some way, somehow. I see why Mags is always stroking his beard when he's on there. You see it? Hey, I'm getting tickled. We definitely, between now and 2024, need to come up with some way to make sure that our elections are safeguarded, where people can watch it. But guess what? The way it stands now, that's not going to happen because we got status quo. They're not. Neither side is coming up with a good solution. The courts aren't hearing any cases because they were all shot down because they were hastily put together, badly put together, and thrown out. Some people have lost faith in it. And they did that on a purpose to keep the election intact. All these stumbling blocks, that was a ruse. As some people say, oh, they'll never get it through anyway, so why bother? It's just like shutting down Fox News. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care if we boycott them. They just want another feather in their cap. Get their truths told and nobody else's. I'm telling you, we got a lot to think about. We got a lot to process. So many things going on that it blow our minds if we knew all of it. It would blow our minds. We wouldn't be able to deal with it. And every little thing they can come up with, they will use. They will use. Hey, Annie S., how you doing today? Thank you, Praxis. Uh-oh, yeah, I'll be the mascot. For sure. Uh, yep, everybody knows their own community. Everybody should study their community, should know it big time. I'm new here, I'm still learning, but I'm trying to learn. I knew my other community, I knew what was going on, and part of the community affairs there. But it went by the way of the wind when the sea bit hit. It went kaput. So I don't know. Everybody needs to get involved. You have community fairs. You have all kinds of things in your communities you can get involved in. Uh, Those of you that know me probably have heard I worked with the elections every year. I was a note taker and I was a clerk. So I know what goes on there. And in our precinct, nothing went on except for the vote and send it off at the end of the day. Make sure our unused ballots were still there. Sure. Used ballots were sealed up, locked up. But everybody has to do their job to get it done right. And thank goodness Orange County here in Florida, we have a good, yeah, the, yeah, and head of the boat here in Orange County. And we have strict laws, strict ways to do it. But it could change. It could change. So we got to keep an eye on it. We just can't trust that it's going to be that way forever. We have to keep on getting and keep on watching it. And I may volunteer again in November here, where I am now, in Polk County, Grady Judd County. Water Sheriff, Grady Judd. If you don't know about him, look him up. Oh, boy, howdy. He is a stickler. Yeah, everybody talk it out. That's exactly right, Kentucky. Everybody talk to your friends, talk to your neighbors, find out who's willing to help, and just forget the ones that don't want to help. Get out there. I missed this one. Everybody read that. If you see a problem, you aren't able to stand up against it, post it on the 1776 RM national page and your state page. Get the help out there. I meant to sit this weekend out, too close to the first of the month, and not quite the first of the month when I get my Social Security. So I might have to sit home, take it easy. Flag wave from my front porch Saturday. Also, everybody remember, I'm slipping. I'm slipping. Get out there and wave your flag somewhere. Your time, Saturday, 1 o'clock. Your time, whatever zone you're in, 1 o'clock. Get out there and wave that flag proudly. Get out there and wave it. Kentucky, you all know, out there every day waving that flag. Every day out there waving that flag. Trying to get everybody organized, everybody come together, everybody to unite. Believe me, they do a fantastic job. Ma and Pa, Kentucky, Kentucky's dad, DC Joe, guarantee they're out on the corner waving the flag. Probably doing it right now. Probably doing it right at this moment while she's in here talking to us. Unless it's raining or storming. And I don't blame them for that. Yeah, you're right, Sherry. We have a lot of whining. We have a lot of complaining. And everybody's because that's the way they want it. That's the way they want it. They want to make it look like it's gone wrong. But it'll never be 100%. Never, ever. That's impossible. It's an impossibility. But we can't sit back and let that stop us. So I say we need our voices to be heard. If we're sick of it, we won't take it anymore. We keep on taking it, taking it, and taking it. You're not going to solve a problem by just taking it. How do you solve a problem? You fix the doggone thing. Whatever way it takes, you fix it. Yeah, you got to keep on getting on, Annie. You got to keep on getting on. Keep on fighting it day after day after day. And we can't, nobody can promise it'll get easier. I can't say it's going to get easier. I wouldn't say it might get easier. We have to keep fighting, even if it looks like we have won. Because guess what? It'll turn around and come back at us twice as strong. It's a never ending battle. It's like life, it's a never ending battle. Never ever. That's exactly right, Chaplain. And God will give us the strength and the courage. That's right. For sure. He'll give us the courage and strength to carry on. And we have to pray every day that He helps us. And that's how He helps us. Because He didn't promise us rose gardens. He said there'll be trials and tribulations. And He's not going to hand feed us. Not going to hand feed us. We have to pray to Him for help. And He'll help us because we are the caretakers of this world. We're supposed to keep it ready for Him on His return. And so that don't mean Him doing it. What does that mean? Did He tell you He'd take care of it? No, He'll help you take care of it. It's up to us to do it. It's up to us to get the job done. With His guidance from His Word, that little voice inside that tells you what to do, pay attention to it. When you're praying, listen to that still, soft voice. You'll know. Guaranteed, you'll know. If you're not a Christian, you don't believe me, try it. You might like it. You might like it. And I'm not trying to push Christianity off on anybody or any type of faith. I just know how I feel. I'm not pushing it on anything. You don't have to be anything to join the freedom movement, to join us in this cause, to get our country back together. It sure does help. It sure helps you get through the day. It helps in every way. You don't have to believe me. Try it for yourself. That's all I can say. I'm not going to push anything on anybody, even the freedom movement. I will talk it up, but I'm not going to force you to do it. That's up to you. That's up to your mind. Entirely up to you. As with faith and everything else. Everything in this world comes down to you. You as an individual. You can blame it on others. You can blame it on everything, the weather, what have you. Everything comes back to you as an individual. And I can't believe I've been talking this long with no help. Boy. Your great grandfather wanted to start a revolution. You know, we 1683. That's interesting. That's interesting because during those times it was rough times because the England was going against the Puritans and the religious groups that were in the area at the time, trying to bend them around to their way of faith, to the Church of England, the Anglican Church. And there was a lot of talk of revolution. That's one reason why King James had the King James Version translated, because he didn't like their form of the Gutenberg Bible. He didn't like their form of the Bible at all. So he had it translated to his own style. Now, whether you agree with it or disagree with it, that's your opinion. But I say take both books back from that time and compare and study both, which I do. And you'll see the plus that took out the Bible, the chapters that weren't necessarily they weren't able to substantiate that there were actual truth or history. As I said, the Catholics, they still study them. They still study them. There was a lot of things, a lot of turmoil back in those days. We need to learn by that history so we don't repeat the same things and the same mistakes. I'm getting behind on the chat because I'm talking. Hey, Malcolm and Tanya, glad to have you back. Good to see you. He ended up in the Tower of London. People just thought he was crazy. But King James pardoned him and let him return to his home. That's good. That's good. Good story, too. A lot of us have history like that. A lot of us have forefathers that have done things like that. And we need to make their memories live on by doing our thing to keep things right. That's what I'm talking about, folks. That's what I'm talking about. We have history in this. We have people that have fought hard and died. All of our soldiers have fought in these bloody wars for our freedom so we wouldn't lose our freedom, and we're gladly giving it up. We are gladly handing it over. When our forefathers bled and died on beaches, in woods, by themselves, in massacred groups, so we could talk this today. We'd had the freedom to talk it over with each other. We had the freedom to say what we wanted to say. And do we want that to be in vain? Because they're all our family. They're all our people. All of our history. And do we stomp on their graves? Do we stomp on their graves and tell them they didn't have to do that? We're happy with what we got. And that's basically by not doing anything, that's basically what we're doing. We're forgetting about our forefathers and what they did. They're bleeding and dying, giving their lives in every conflict that we've had. And we just hand it over. Let some group tell us that they're better than we are. I don't think that's the way we want it. I don't think that's the way any of us would have it. Just give up. Give up. Our families have bled and died so we can have the opportunity to keep up this great experiment. And that's what it's called, the great experiment. And we're still experimenting. But let's get the experiment right. Let's get her done right. Don't let one group think they're better than the other group. We have to listen to somebody tell us what's right or wrong. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't even think so. Stand on our own 2 feet. Declare, I am going to do something in honor of my ancestors, in honor of all the other families that lost their ancestors, fighting for the red, white, and blue, for the United States of America. United. And we are divided, and we are falling. We are falling. We need to quit falling while we can get our grasp back, or it's too late to catch ourselves. And that's every other country, too, that's fighting for this. Every other country has gone through the same thing. England, Germany, Canada, Australia, you name it. They've been through the conflicts, too, because it was World War. United, not divided. Exactly. And we need to shout it from the tallest rooftops. United, not divided. Freedom! As I hollered when I went around that city hall Monday in my vehicle, my Freedom Jalopy, proudly waving my flags, letting them people know that they weren't alone, that they could push our people there on the street back, but they weren't going to stop me. They weren't going to stop me. I'll blow my horn. I'll disrupt your speech. I'll be glad to do it. Because that's my right. That's my freedom. I have just as much freedom to blow my horn and wave my flag by you as you are to stand on that city halls of Orlando stairs and pew the pile that you're spewing. You don't need to take over us for your freedom. Because we all should be free. Each and every one of us. That's what I'm talking about. Every one of us are free and need to be free. And if we're not, we need to fight for the right to be free. And as long as it's legal, we should be able to get, well, not necessarily what they want, because they want the world. They want the world to live in that type of lifestyle. But no, we just had the freedom to live in our lifestyle. We can't take over the world to make them live our lifestyle. It's up to each individual's choice of what their freedom is. And that's the way we have to look at it. It's a good question, Sherry. They turn the lights on with the pride colors because of pride. The skylines of Orlando is in pride color. Uh, I Oh, I don't know. Let's say it's a toss up. It's a toss up. But advertised as being liberal and being pride. So I would say they lean more that way. Hey, Julie, how you doing today? Yes, ma'am. Freedom! And we all need to yell it as loud as we can and let it be heard. Let freedom ring. Let it ring. Ring it out everywhere. I mean, we are so asleep at the wheel. We talk about it, but we don't live it. We don't do it. That's pretty much the way Orlando is, Sherry. We're fairly red in Florida, but not in downtown Orlando. Orange County, the county, it's a different story. But downtown, yeah, it's blue. And yes, we all get it from all sides. We all do. But we're strong. We can take it. We've got help. I don't think if any one of those other groups, if anybody get in trouble, that they would stand up and help them. But I think if our group got in trouble, that people would come in, stand up, and help them. I really believe it. I really do believe. Well, that's good. Just don't work too hard. Don't work too hard. We're starting to heat up, where people can tolerate being outside and everything. It's really getting warm in Florida. Really warming up. But thank goodness for these afternoon storms that cool everything down. And if it does it at the right time, which it has been doing, it keeps it cool most of the night. And we've been having rain overnight here lately too. But that's the way Florida was made. We got the sea breeze coast that come in and cool and cause the afternoon showers and cools it down for the evening. Makes it very tolerable. It's just a wonder. You wonder. You have to know somebody has control of that. You have to know it. I mean, you see the things that happen in our great world. You have to know that this supreme being controlling all these magnificent weather patterns and what have you. And I know some are pretty strong, scary. It's like nature's cleansing. Well, folks, I'm going to call it an afternoon. I hope you enjoyed. Please hit the like button. Please share. And please subscribe. I am so close to 300. And I see all these other live streamers zipping past me. So, yeah, Malcolm and Tanya, yeah, our cost of living is going sky high, and they're trying to make it higher. They're doing everything in their power to make it higher, and that's what we're here for. This is what we're fighting against. If they did it right, it would go back down. But they want to tax everything to death, which causes everything to increase. They just don't see it. They think the tax brings in more money, but if you don't spend it right, it's not going to help. And not spending it right, they're not using it right. And when our companies have to pay higher taxes on goods, just passes the cost off to us. They just don't see the economics of it. They just don't see it. So everybody, until the next time, God bless America. God bless our troops. God bless you. I love each and every one of you. And like everybody else says, share an act of kindness with somebody. You all have a good day. Afternoon, all.